witnesses remaining on the part of the county assembly. That is one. Aurelia and Irene. Mr. Speaker, sir, you recall that in the morning there were summons that were issued pursuant to our application. And those in our humble view are the witnesses for the Senate, who then cannot be deemed to be within the hour that was allocated to us. So to utilize effectively the 1 hour remaining, perhaps we'll only call one more witness, and then we shall be advised on how to deal with the Senate's witnesses as and when the time allows. I am most humbled.
Legal counsel, I'm advised that there are no witnesses of the Senate. Those were witnesses that were summoned by yourselves.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. But even up to now, we are not aware whether or not the summons have been responded to, because the communication must come from the House that the witnesses that were summoned are within the precincts for us to be able to plan for them.
So, legal counsel, we will find out if they've responded to the summons, but the summons was done as per your request.
That's correct, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So, as I wait for that clarification, let us agree that you are going to utilize your 1 hour for one witness, as you've indicated.
Yes, then we shall be advised on how to proceed with the other 3 witnesses. Of course, stepping on the traditions of the House, that the House has previously summoned witnesses and considered them to be the witnesses of the House. I'm most humbled.
I'll get clarification on that and get back to you. Legal counsel for the governor, let us agree that we will stop with this witness now. We proceed to the next witness. Within the 1 hour for them to, and we will decide within that 1 hour if they're going to bring another witness. Once they've completed the 1 hour, we will give you 1 hour to cross-examine whatever evidence that they've produced.
Mr. Speaker, sir, this is the move of the motion. The bulk of the evidence and the case that is being presented before Senate is on the shoulders of this specific witness. So we have a lot of questions for her, and it would be quite unfair for our client if we do not pose all the questions that we needed. And I humbly beg just for 25 minutes from the earlier minutes that I requested to be able to conclude. 25 minutes to be.
Legal counsel, you can actually see the mood in the House. Senators don't want to go through the experience they went through the other time because of poor management of time. So I can give you 20 minutes, but it's with a caveat.
Yes.
I give you 20 minutes, which I'll take out from your 1 hour of the next cross-examination of the other evidence that will be brought here. Is that in order?
That's okay. That's okay. I'm getting a note from my lead counsel.
Very well. 20 minutes on your time.
Madam Witness, yes. Back to the question of Virginia Kawira's removal from office.
Yes.
You are aware that upon her removal or revocation of her employment, she went to court, right?
Yes.
So there is a matter that is active in court even as we stand before Senate, right?
Yes.
That matter is yet to be heard.
Yes.
So should the senators then proceed and find that the governor violated by removing or rather revoking the appointment, would that not in any way affect the judgment that is pending before court? It would.
It would not. It would not. Simply because our contention is not on the dispute between the employee and the employer that is in court. Our contention, according to the motion, our contention about our violations is usurpation of the powers of the County Assembly of Meru,
Thank you,
contrary
thank
to
you.
sections,
And
yes.
what is the dispute before court? How is it different from what the Senate is invited to listen to today? Isn't it the same question of the governor usurping the role and illegally revoking? Isn't that the case that Virginia has brought before the courts?
Virginia is contesting a dismissal, and this motion is contesting the usurpation of the powers of the County Assembly.
The charges you brought before Senate are illegally revoking. Isn't that removing her from office, dismissing her from office, terminating her employment?
Yes, without a vote of not less than 75% of all members of the County Assembly.
Isn't that the same dispute before a court of law, a competent court of law?
The court of law, the contest in the court of law is a dispute between an employee and the employer. This dispute,
you've answered the question.
Yes.
Who are the parties in that case? The governor is a party in that case, isn't
the governor and Madam Virginia Kawira.
The governor is a party?
Yes.
And the governor is still a party in these proceedings?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us proceed to the issue of illegally dismissing Dr. Ntoiti, Paul Mwaki, and others. I want you to go straight to your impeachment motion now and read the charges.
Yes.
Very quickly. Read the specific charge.
The specific charge reads illegally dismissing Dr. Ntoiti, CEO of the County Revenue Board, Paul Mwaki, CEO of Rika Board, Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, Managing Director of Meru Microfinance Corporation, and Joseph Kidhure Mberia, CEO MEWAS, in usurpation of the powers of the appointing authorities.
I think you can stop there.
Yes.
Can we go to the motion that was brought before Senate last year? And I'm looking at volume 2 of the governor's supplementary list of documents at page 90. Can you read specifically?
I don't.
Page 19, page 90 rather.
I do not have it.
You can borrow mine. Page 90. That is the motion that was brought before Senate last year in November, isn't it? Isn't it, Madam
Yes.
Witness?
Yes.
Can you read the last charge that appears at the bottom of that page?
Sending Dr. Ntoiti, CEO of the County Revenue Board, Paul Mwaki, CEO of Rika Board, Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, Managing Director of Meru Microfinance Corporation, and Joseph Kidhure Mbaye, CEO MEWAS, on indefinite compulsory leave with full salary and benefits in the usurpation of the powers of the appointing authority.
Thank you. What was the Senate's findings in respect to that charge that was brought last year? What was the finding of the Senate?
Legal counsel, if I may interrupt, please stop the time. Just to inform the legal team of the County Assembly that the witnesses that were summoned by the Senate are here and they're available. Do you wish to reconsider your utilization of the 1 hour?
Mr. Speaker, sir, with utmost respect to the House, it's our humble prayer that, noting the content that the witnesses will be submitting on, that perhaps the House may find it in its favor to expand our time with only perhaps 30 minutes. And I understand that the senators have been sitting here, they have other commitments, they sit in other committees. We understand and appreciate their work that they do. But again, we also have a case to deal with, Mr. Speaker, sir. So we shall try to work within the 1 hour. If the circumstances do not permit, we'll still come and seek leave to have the same expanded.
Before we go into the discussion of the time allocated to you, in terms of calling your witnesses, are you still going to call 3 witnesses?
We may abandon 2 of the first early witnesses Call one Wayne Kawira. We'll call two of the witnesses in the first list, and then we shall go to the witnesses who have been summoned. We shall forfeit one witness in the first earlier list.
So you'll still be calling only 2 witnesses?
We'll call 4 witnesses.
4 witnesses?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
How will you do that in 1 hour?
Mr. Speaker, as they close, we'll also take considerations and look at the evidence and their statements. We'll still come back with you. Perhaps you might only have to take 2. Let me just consider their statements.
Okay, while you think about it, and taking into consideration that you used 3 hours on 1 witness, I will still stick on the 1 hour allocated to you, and you will let us know which witnesses you'll be calling within that 1 hour.
We are greatly guided by your wisdom, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Very well. We may continue.
Thank you. May I know how many more minutes I have, Mr. Speaker, sir, for me to be able to restructure my questioning?
Legal counsel, you have 12 minutes remaining.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Before you proceed, what is your point of honor, Senator Boni Kalwale?
Mr. Speaker, I'm very disturbed. I appreciate you have guided the House on the application by the Council of the Assemblies for more time. Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to you. We want to deal with the issue of Meru conclusively. And if, Mr. Speaker, due to standing order number 1, you can kindly allow all the witnesses of the County Assembly to come, I want us to deal with this issue of Meru once and for all, Mr. Speaker. If you give them 1 extra hour, we shall not die. We'll be here. We want to hear the truth. We can't stand the lies that are coming in this House all the time, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. What is your point of order, Mandago?
Order 105. Did I hear the senator for Kakamega say he's not standing the lies? What evidence does he have to adduce to this House that what we are listening to are lies? Can he provide and table in the House?
Gloria, what's your point of order? And that's the last point of order.
Mr. Speaker, we've been sitting here long, and I just want to appeal to you as you consider Senator Halwale's request. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that all of us sitting here can wait until all 5 or 6 witnesses are done for us to come back and seek clarifications from the first witness, Mr. Speaker. Because as per what has been scheduled, the clarifications have been put at the end. So, Mr. Speaker, that means that even the Honorable MCA who seated has to wait till the very end, because we have some clarifications which we can only seek after all the witnesses, Mr. Speaker. If you can allow, because we are now putting our request, Mr. Speaker, that for every witness, even if you will guide with 15 minutes or 10 minutes, that we seek the clarifications and we are done with the witness, and then the witness can proceed to go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Embu, I said very clearly, Gloria was the last point of order. So let me make a ruling on this issue. Senator Boni Kalwale, as much as I appreciate your concern, and I'll let slide your use of words, it could have been just a slip of the tongue. As much as we want to get to the bottom of this,